Hello, this is Soundout here with a Digimon review. This time we have D-Arts WarGreymon from the Bandai Tamashii Nations. Brings us a new line, D-Arts. While technically a spin-off of SH Figuarts, it does things that SH Figuarts doesn't. Mainly not having die-cast in ankles to cause loose joints over time that I've had problems with on the 3 Imagine I own. Yeah. Anyway, here is D-Arts WarGreymon. This is the first in the D-Arts line, which is mainly digital type characters, like Mega Man or Rockman if you're in Japan, Digimon and Metabots and stuff like that. Anyway, it's going to be mostly Digimon from what it looks like, and the first one here is WarGreymon. It was just released last month in November. And he is still available on AmiAmi for the 25% off retail price. I will link that below. Anyway, take a look at the package. You got D-Arts written on the side with a nice little red picture of WarGreymon. WarGreymon here, a Toei sticker, Bandai logo, Digimon Adventure logo. You can see him here with his little fireball. On the side here, you've got all the technical stuff and the barcode and the Tamashii Nation stuff on the side here, so I'll talk about that later. But on top here, you got this D-Arts logo. You got some of the crests here. You got the Crest of Courage up here, and some more crests. Then you got WarGreymon on the side. WarGreymon with this black band still continuing from the front of the package. So if you're going to be lining up your packaging, it might be good to put it on this side as opposed to that side. But you can revive impressive scene with a lot of joints and ultimate modeling. You get some little like text, especially you get character information down here. You get something about D-Arts up here. Some more Japanese text. You get this nice image on the back, which I really like. You got WarGreymon posed, and you got like WarGreymon's name in the background, which is really cool. Basic stuff here like, hey, you can have him without the gauntlets on. Here's Fireball. Front view, back view. Very, very, very nice looking. And on the bottom, you got the same image that's on the side. So yeah, very nice looking figure. There's not much else to say about this package. I really do like it. And I'm excited to see what Omnimon's going to be looking like, which I do plan on getting him eventually, just not right away, because he is kind of expensive. Anyway, let's get this thing open by the power of magic. WarGreymon is Agumon's mega form. He's equipped with the Draymond Destroyer gauntlets and the Brave shield on his back. He is a Dragon Man Digimon and is the strongest dragon warrior with a body clad in armor of the super metal Chrome Digizoid. Is the ultimate form of the Greymon species Digimon. Now, WarGreymon is extremely cool. I am not kidding here. There is a ton of little details on this toy. Just what you expect of Bandai's Tamashii Nations division. First thing we'll look at is the Brave Shield on the back. As you can see, the Crest of Courage is nicely displayed throughout both parts, just as it should be. No complaints there. It's got this nice shiny gold paint, not the cheapy kind of paint that's on Emperor Kiba, which is really nice. Now you got some nice Bandai silver on his face here. His hair is really nicely sculpted, and he's got nice pointy horns, which looks really, really nice. You got these, I guess, are rope type designs that hold his armor together. I'm not exactly sure what those are. They look like ropes, so I'm just going to go for that. Probably some of the Chrome Digizoid stuff. Looks very nice. Every little paint detail is great, even on these shoulder pads here. Down to his wrists here, where you got the straps that are on there. And then inside, they've even molded this in. I know on the D-Reel version, this was just like one solid piece. But you have the fists underneath with the little bar going across that would hold these claws in. And these claws are nicely chromed. You rarely see chrome in a Tamashii figure, and I think this makes up for not having die-cast. Again, I think this might be a first release thing by having the chrome claws, because they aren't so apparent on the box art that they would be chrome. So I don't know exactly. You get in guys like codpiece area here. I really do not know how to explain that better. Nice, this musculature is well represented. Down to these shin guards, which is really, really cool. Let me just move the arm out of the way here. You got the straps that go all the way around. Again, I think they are some kind of rope thing. Down to the claws on his feet, which is really, really nicely painted. There is no paint mistakes on this figure that I can tell. Even the paint on the inside of his Brave Shield. On the bottom of his foot, there is the Tampa Grass Bandai 2010 made in China with the 4 stars to represent a first release Tamashii figure. Now, a figure can look nice, but if it doesn't have articulation, it's just a statue, and then you're just buying a statue, a really small statue, and that's really pointless. So, of course, he has to have a ton of articulation because he is a Tamashii figure. Just like Robot Tamashii's Ultra X, SH Figuarts, and more, everything aside from Figuarts Zero that is produced by Tamashii Nations has superb articulation. And WarGreymon is no exception. He's got a ball joint neck, which I believe it also has a separate neck joint underneath. It's just really far in there. It doesn't move very much. The Brave Shield parts are on ball joints and do pop off quite easily. But you can get him to some cool poses, so you have him, like, trying to fly using his shield parts. So you get that. Now, his shoulders, of course, have the standard Tamashii joint where you can move it all around. The ball joint covered by this cap area. You've got outward shoulder movement with the shoulder pad moving naturally. You got a double joint elbow, which is a little hard to pull off here, but you can see it is going both joints. You also got the ball joint, the double ball joint wrist on here. It's kind of a little bit blocked by these claws. You got a torso joint and you got a waist joint. You got these pieces that kind of move out of the way. His hips, they rotate, they move up and down slightly. What I do like, the best part of articulation on here is the double joint knee. It's carved away just nice enough that it doesn't look too out of place, but you get a nice double knee joint that looks pretty natural to how it would look on in the show. Now, the thing that was kind of disappointing at first images was that he didn't look like he had ankle joints, because whenever he was splayed out, his feet were like this. Well, that's because it's a separate thing I think they might have added later after promotional pictures. But you pull this down, you can look in here, there's like a ball joint, like double ball joint with an extra movement. So you can get wicked ankle articulation. And it's a lot easier to pull off than normal Figuarts tight ankle articulation. So WarGreymon can assume many, many poses with this articulation, and he can look really, really cool just with this alone. And I know this is a really horrible pose, and I feel like he deserves more poses. We have one more accessory. That is the Terra Force or Gaia Force Fireball. Now, this is a pretty neat little piece. It's a nice sculpted fireball. I know this is extremely out of focus for whatever reason. It's got this nice orange paint on it, nice reflective orange paint, and it's really nicely molded. Now, of course, this is really tiny compared to how big it was in the show, considering they wanted to keep the cost down and not make them as much as, like, Omnimon, or Omnimon. Ugh, words mixed up. Anyway, as I just dropped the thing, sorry about that. Anyway, the way for him to hold it is with these two little tabs here that you can barely even notice. They're still sculpted in very well. Sculpted in very, very well. And they just hold into his claws, for example. So you can have him in this cool charging up pose with the Brave Shield kind of flapping back, kind of like a cape type deal. Which is really cool. Now, when you want to have him where he's going to throw it, it looks kind of ridiculous because in the show, as it was charging up, it was getting bigger. As he was ready to throw it, it was 3 times the size of him. Again, that's implausible for him to do for the cost reasons. But this looks really nice, and of course you can just decide if you just want him like having one fireball, just the fireball in his hand. As we turn focus to the Greymon gauntlets over here. You can see that because there's a fist molded in there, well, of course, the thing comes off. Of course, this is on the box. Now, getting this is quite tricky. What you have to do is actually detach the hand to reveal the little ball joint here that's present on most arts type figures, you know, figure arts and all that. Anyway, so you got this, and now you just need to pull his fist out of here. And pop it back on, which is pretty easy to do. And now you got it without the claw on. Now you can have the claw separate. Now you can have some awesome poses, as if he's like, "Hey, you knocked my claws off. I'm not done fighting you yet," type deal, which looks really nice. This is really well handled. The first time the images came out, his hands looked really tiny for whatever reason, but now that they're in person, they look pretty fine. And I really do like it. Now, the kind of thing I kind of a little bit gripe about is that he doesn't come with alternate hands, so you can have a more relaxed pose for whatever reason. But it doesn't bug me too much because, well, he didn't really need it. He's a fighter and he's a Digimon, and he's there to protect Tai, and he really does not need to just be calm posed, and I won't be posing him like that anyway. So yeah, if maybe sometime along the line they might release a gigantic fireball and a couple alternate hands for WarGreymon as like a Tamashii web exclusive set. Watch as there's going to be a banner tomorrow stating that. Sorry everybody. Anyway, so yeah, he's an awesome figure, and to do him a little bit more justice, I'm going to go through a posing montage. WarGreymon is pure epic win. He is awesome. If you are a Digimon fan, or you're trying to find a Christmas present for a Digimon fan, go to AmiAmi. I'm going to link it below. They still have some left for 25% off. It makes an amazing deal. Even if you choose EMS shipping, it's still cheaper than retail, which is really nice. And as you can see, same size as SH Figure Arts. Even though this is a Shaku Henshin, he's still the same size as an SH Figure Art. Anyway, enough gushing over WarGreymon. Stay tuned as I might be reviewing, actually, not even Omnimon. Actually, he's called Omegamon, because that's the Japanese name. Anyway, stay tuned as I might be reviewing him in the future. Probably will, because I love Digimon. So yeah, I give it a Godai Yusuke thumbs up. Anyway, till next time, it's Soundout saying goodbye.